1.
The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
It's time for the Robyn Fralick Show.
A pass across the floor, intercepted by Tate. She's on the deck. She got rid of it somehow from the floor to Joyner. She gives it up to Kimball in transition. She'll drive up under the scoop. It falls and one. Everything is green and white tonight here at the Breslin Center. Unbelievable.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Welcome to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. Glad to be here with you all today, and joining us again is the star of the show, Michigan State head women's basketball coach Robyn Fralick. Robyn, thanks so much, and glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here.
And we're excited to talk about what is a busy week ahead for Michigan State women's basketball, and to help kind of navigate some of these waters, because there is a swing out to the LA, the West Coast, coming up for the Spartans, but also a home game against Wisconsin. We'll be breaking all that down. But to help us kind of navigate that and get a better grip on it, the Director of Basketball Operations will be joining us a little bit later on, Mo Rosati. So give a nice warm welcome to Mo Rosati. She'll be up here a little bit later on. It'll be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit, Robyn, about yesterday. Yep. And obviously, a lot of the people here know Michigan State fell to Michigan. 71-61 was the final. And you had said to me afterwards that you went in the locker room, and the thoughts and the words you shared with your team is it's okay to be disappointed after this one.
Oh, I mean, first of all, I want to thank everybody. That place was rocking. I loved the turnout. I really, really wish we would have played better and given you a few more things to get excited about. But the fan base was incredible. So keep showing up. We'll keep working to get better. I mean, there's no way around it. Very disappointing. I think extra feelings around it. But I tell our team, we got to feel through it. You can't stay in that, but you should feel it, because I also think disappointment is motivating.
It's a good way to look at it. And I do also want to piggyback on what you said. That environment, folks, 11,043 people were in the Breslin Center for that game. Absolutely. Give yourselves a nice big round of applause. It was the 18th best attendance game that Michigan State women's basketball's ever had at the Breslin Center. That energy and environment was really something special.
Oh, it was awesome. And I'll encourage people to keep showing up. We'll keep working. But you made game day experience really exciting and worthwhile yesterday. And
now the Spartans are 18-5 on the season, 8-4 in Big Ten play. And we'll talk a little bit about the game after the break when we come back. But, I mean, overall, Robyn, this team is in a really good spot still with 6 games to go in the Big Ten. You got some Goliaths, right, in that L.A. swing. You got UCLA, USC. There's a lot to still tackle. But this team is in a good spot at the top of the Big Ten standings when you look at it on a macro level. You zoom out, as you say.
Yeah, and honestly, we can't even look like that right now. I mean, all we have is Wisconsin, and we know that's the task in front of us on Wednesday. It's a tough conference. Every night there's some good movement. We felt like yesterday we really let a good opportunity slip away. So you can't dwell in that, but you can use it to refocus and reset. And we know Wednesday, we're going to have to be ready to play at a high level for that game.
And we'll talk about that recalibration when we come back. We'll talk about also Wisconsin coming up a little bit later as well. This is the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group here on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Skill is
30 seconds.
Changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you.
10 seconds.
Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. A reminder that whether moves across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. All right, let's talk a little bit about the action from yesterday. Again, Michigan beats Michigan State 71-61. Robyn, there's a couple of places I want to go with this, but one, it's been some of the conversation early as I was setting up the gear and talking with some of the listeners here in the house. It didn't feel like it was a lack of effort on behalf of your team. It just was a day where you go 12 of 29 on layups and you shoot 31% from the floor in general. Just a tough day.
Yeah. I mean, I thought our effort was good, but excuse me, you have to have effort with purpose too. And I think our purpose has to be better, especially offensively. We got to find ways to probably produce better shots and make more of them, but find a way to get more better ones. So, every game there's lessons learned, and honestly, the losses usually get people's attention a little bit more. So, some big lessons learned from this game. Credit, I thought Michigan played really well. Every time we made a run, they seemed to have just a timely made shot, or, they shot it well, especially in transition. So, as a staff too, it's our job to figure some of these things out and find ways, especially offensively, to be better. We have to be successful.
Well, and one of those tough buckets that did fall was courtesy of number 22, Nyla Hampton, and that is featured in our broadcast call of the week with Colin Eccles.
The broadcast call of the week comes from MSU's 71-61 loss to Michigan on Sunday. Nyla Hampton still gave the Spartans a bright spot with 11 points, including this nice ring-around bucket in the first quarter. Here's the voice of MSU women's basketball, Dalton Shetler, with the call.
Hampton right wing with it, calls for a ball screen with 6. Takes it, drives to the left elbow, still driving with 3. And flips it with a running hook. It swirls around and down. Nyla Hampton with the touch, and the Spartans are up by 3.
Hampton finished 4 of 10 from the floor with 4 steals, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, in addition to her 11 points.
Thank you very much, Colin, as that is our broadcast call of the week. Nyla Hampton, that tough bucket was en route to 11 points for her. You mentioned Colin talk about it a little bit. That's back-to-back double-digit scoring games for Nyla Hampton, and she's somebody who really has stepped up to the plate.
She has, and she's been playing consistent. I think she's been efficient, too. It's been fun kind of watching her get more comfortable and confident here at Michigan State as the season has gone on. And, credit to Nyla. I think some of those things also come because she is a really consistent person. She doesn't get too high or low through all the motions of competition. She's a good learner. I think she does a good job, too, making sure her team knows what's going on, is on the same page. So her consistency is paying off right now in her effectiveness.
You call her the calm amidst the chaos often, and we saw her do the Rubik's Cube in 64 seconds last week. So we know
a lot of people watching.
She can perform under pressure. That much we know, and she has been lately. Well, we're highlighting some bright spots, Robyn. Grace Van Sluten in this game, 15 points, 12 rebounds. It was the 14th double-double of her career, but I thought she really kind of brought the lunch pail mentality inside for you.
She did, and she had 9 offensive rebounds. We had a lot to get, but she went and got them. So I thought that really stood out to me. I mean, her effort to win possessions and get us extra rebounds was outstanding yesterday, and kept us in through phases of the game. So that was a bright spot. If she can keep rebounding like that, that really helps our team.
And she had 9 offensive rebounds, as you mentioned. That was half of the team. I mean, a team getting 18 offensive rebounds, that's a pretty impressive effort on the glass.
It was a great effort, but like I said, there were a lot to get. So
fair enough. And it's a double-edged sword, but you got to love the effort there. I do also want to talk a little bit in this contest, and when we talk about the bright spots, handled the ball pretty well. Only 12 turnovers, 417. Again, we talk about you're able to create a lot of extra possessions, and that was an area that gave you a chance in that fourth quarter, too, in a comeback.
Yeah, how many? We took 11 more shots than them.
I think 12.
12 more shots. So we won the possession game. We won, now we gotta, as I shared earlier, win the efficiency game. If we're going to win the possession game, we got to make better use of those possessions. But I thought our defensive effort, we gave up too many drives. But late in that second half, I thought we, turned our press up a little bit and did a good job in that. But both sides of the ball, a lot to learn.
The one stat that kind of glared after this game, I don't think we've seen this during your time in East Lansing, but the fast break points, 23 for Michigan, 5 from Michigan State. What did you take away from that?
Not good.
But what led to that?
Yeah, that's not good. Well, we knew Michigan's been playing really fast, and actually recently they've been playing faster. They've made some changes, and so we knew that was a huge part of the game. I thought they really hurt us in the second quarter. We were, part of it is if you take bad shots, right? They take advantage of that, and then part of it is our pace has to be better. We'll talk about that today at practice. We've got to get back to running the court, creating early advantage, throwing the ball ahead. I didn't think our conversion pace was good enough.
That's a little bit of the Izzo playbook. Push the ball, push the pace.
Yeah, it's easier to score when you're in advantage, right? Like we can figure out how to score 4 on 3, right? Or 3 on 2. And we got to get back to creating advantage basketball.
And I do want to mention, too, for the folks who may not have paid as much attention to Michigan since Michigan State went to their place and won 88-58, Michigan had 2 bounce-back games against Oregon and Nebraska where they averaged 79 points and only gave up 54 in those 2. I mean, they were really handling some Big Ten competition. They've been playing at a higher level. But you mentioned this is something that you tell the team is disappointing. There's some adversity. You've coached at a high level for a long time. At Ashland, you win 104 games. You only drop 3. Even a team that excels at that kind of clip has some adversity. What have you learned from coaching teams that hit adversity at some point, kind of catch that snag, how that turns and motivates?
Well, I think you have to have solutions, right? I mean, you can't just say, we have to play better. Like, that just isn't effective. We've got to figure out some solutions, and some of the solutions are effort and pace and energy and watching film on that, and some of the solutions are how do we create better shots, right? How do we figure that out for our team, and how do they have an understanding of that? So it makes you look a little closer, right? Sometimes you win and you're still not playing great basketball, and it's can be harder to capture attention. But I think right now, this game makes you feel a lot of ways, and it captures everybody's attention. So we've got to use that forward for the good.
A teaching moment, and certainly excited to see the response on Wednesday against Wisconsin. We'll be talking about that matchup later on. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We come back, we'll have the Director of Basketball Operations Mo Rosati joining us here on the stage. We're live from Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and our show's presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Al-Anon.org/hope.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
At the Capital Region International Airport, we connect our community to the world with nonstop service to Washington, D.C. and Chicago on American Airlines, Detroit on Delta Airlines, and beginning October 2nd to Orlando and Fort Myers on Breeze Airways. When you fly Lansing, you're just one stop from over 500 global destinations.
And with direct flights to Cancun, Punta Cana, and Montego Bay starting in January, your escape to beautiful tropical beaches is easier than ever. The Capital Region International Airport, your gateway to the world. Visit flylansing.com for more information and to book your flight today.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
30 seconds.
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
10 seconds. Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Unlock cash back on every purchase with MSU FCU's Cashback Plus, an exclusive benefit for MSU FCU members. You'll learn big on your daily spending. Only at MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. All right, joining us up here on stage now is the Director of Basketball Operations for Michigan State Women's Basketball, Mo Rosati. Give her a nice warm welcome, everybody. Mo, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, and you know what we like to do, Mo, every time we bring up a guest here on the stage, we like to begin with 1 Mo minute.
Perfect
and
for you.
I was going to say, you got to kill it, right? It's part of the namesake.
Let's hope so.
The number to beat is 24, set last week by Nyla Hampton. So we'll see if you're able to do it. And by the way, I mean, we joke about Mo being your name in a 1 Mo minute. I should mention for everybody again the legacy of Mo Gerhardt, as that is where the namesake comes from. He's the origin, of course, big part of the MSU women's basketball family. But if you're new to the game, 1 Mo minute, what we do is we put 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to rapid fire questions at Mo. It's all about herself. So Mo, if the answers aren't quite true, there's no lie detector test. You're fine. We just keep moving on. If you don't have an answer right away, you can pass for the sake of time. And we'll put 60 seconds on the clock. We're ready to go. Mo, are you ready to go?
We'll see.
All right. The clock will start when we finish asking the first question, which is your favorite pregame snack.
Fries.
Favorite player growing up.
Jordan.
Cat or dog person?
Dog.
Favorite musical artist?
Prince.
Hot tub or pool?
Hot tub.
Most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Bad medicine.
You can only eat one thing the rest of your life. What is it?
Dumplings.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be an accountant.
Favorite sports team?
The Knicks.
Phone call or text message? What do you prefer?
Text.
Favorite movie?
Batman.
Go-to coffee order.
Coffee with lots of cream and sugar.
What is the best sport?
Basketball.
Best dancer on staff?
Me.
Favorite vacation spot?
A beach somewhere.
You could have a superpower. What is it?
All-knowing.
Favorite soda pop?
Pepsi.
Favorite book?
Thinner.
Morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Downtown condo or Mofor's cabin?
Downtown condo.
Who's your hero?
My mom.
Favorite place on MSU campus besides the Breslin?
I am West.
Favorite way to spend a day off?
Traveling.
Favorite month?
June.
Favorite color?
Blue.
And time! We got another record! Mo Rosati with 25 to set the new 1 Mo minute high. How about it?
That's pretty good.
I'm kidding. Yeah, now she's feeling really good. We're excited to go to. That was incredible, Robyn.
That was awesome.
By the way, one of the answers she had in there was Batman for her favorite movie. Folks, you cannot understand or quite comprehend the levels of Batman obsession that Mo Rosati has. Do you want to share with the people how big of a fan you are of Batman?
So I have on 2 chains right now. One's from my husband, Batman. They're both logoed. I watched the television show when I was a child, but it was a little too silly. But we went to the first movie in 1989, Teenager, and of course my favorite musical artist is Prince, and he did the soundtrack. So it was kind of my worlds collided. Jack Nicholson was awesome as the Joker. I loved Michael Keaton, and then it just started. And I come from a family full of collectors. My sister is a huge Betty Boop fan. So we have Betty Boop everywhere in our house. So I think it just kind of that ended up being my character. So have loved Batman ever since. And yes, it's pictures in my office. Everybody knows I'm an easy person to get a gift for Christmas. It's Batman.
Well, I was going to say would be easy, but at one point, because Mo does so much, and we'll get into some of her job, I wanted to thank her with a gift. And so I was looking on Amazon for all the different Batman things, and I got her Batman ice cube tray. I was like, there's no way she has that, right? Wrong. She already had that. So it ended up striking out, but I tried. I put in the effort. But Robyn, let's talk a little bit about Mo Rosati, and we'll get to her job description. But she followed you from Bowling Green, and we'll get from her perspective why she made that career move. But you decided this is somebody I need to have with me here in East Lansing. Why is that?
Well, I think the best way I've ever heard Mo described is one of our players at Bowling Green said, Mo, we know you love Batman, but thank you for being our superhero. And I think that's just the best way I've ever heard her described. She does everything. She's like a mom, an aunt, a big sister, a role model. She's always thinking ahead. She usually solves a problem before it happens. Just amazing. And she's so interesting. So, she's so good at what she does for our program, but she has so many interests, and she's such a learner, and I love that she shares that with our program.
I think she's the only person in 1 Mo minute who's ever said the superpower to be all-knowing. Everybody else says fly or something else.
I know, and that would be scary if you had that. I feel like you already sort of have it, though.
I do like to learn new things, and the all-knowing piece is just, to be able to solve all problems. It would just make life more amazing. But.
Perfectionist Mo Rosati.
Yep.
Well, let's explain, Mo, to the people what exactly it is you do, because I think maybe somebody hears Director of Basketball Operations, and maybe they're not sure. You handle a lot of logistics, but you do so much more than that, so much that I don't even know the full array of everything you handle. Could you explain to everybody?
I always tend to say my position is other duties as assigned. So I don't coach, luckily, but mentor, all the logistics, travel, food, compliance, anything you could think of. More than likely I have some small hand in it, just trying to make sure that the coaches can focus on coaching. I try to do everything else to make sure that that's where their focus lies.
And that includes travel with bus drivers, and includes communication with the airlines and the flight crew, all the catering meals, everything. Like, it is a wide array that she handles, and things don't really slip through the cracks. And to your point about how well of a job Mo does, but I mean, we covered from the Robyn perspective, Mo, of you coming from Bowling Green, but why did you decide to follow Robyn?
They are an awesome staff, and if you know Coach Fralick, you know that she does not take no. Sometimes I didn't have a no for her, but she is very persistent. and really makes you feel welcome. Let me know that they really wanted me to come with them. My husband is a professor at Bowling Green State University. We are living apart right now. I do see him once a week, so we're fine. We don't have kids, so it makes things a lot easier. But she was really, she really let me know that she was invested in me and really felt that I could hopefully help this program move forward in the way that we want to move.
And by the way, I mean, you mentioned that you had a house in Bowling Green. Your husband, Clayton, who's a wonderful guy, too. If Clayton is watching, hi, Clayton. He does a great job, and love having him around.
Dr. Rosati.
But, I mean, we highlight you come from Bowling Green. You spent 16 years at Bowling Green, and you had a few different head coaches. Not to do a compare and contrast where you have to draw something bad from somebody else, but is there something unique about Robyn where you're able to pick up and move, and you say, I'll follow even if I have to live apart from my husband on a daily basis?
Well, no, she's a special person. She knows how she wants everyone to grow. She wants everybody around her to be better, and she puts people in places to try to be successful. And so I was curious. I like to learn things. I like to try new things. And so I wanted to see what we could do here. And they all are from Michigan. Basically, almost the whole staff is from Michigan. They love Michigan State. And so, just try to see some of their world. It was an intriguing challenge, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Well, and she's from Brooklyn, New York. And so I love to picture it because she went to Syracuse, and then she comes to Bowling Green from Syracuse. That's got to be a bit of culture shock, is it not?
Yes. Even Syracuse from New York City was a culture shock for me. So I lived in Vermont for 2 years. Clayton applied for the job at Bowling Green because we knew someone there and moved there, and it was awesome. The people were great. And so now I've done another move and met more people, and it's been an awesome ride with the Fralick clan.
And you've talked a little bit, Robyn, about Mo and how, I mean, she loves Batman, but you say that she's our superhero. How have you seen in your time? You spent 5 years there with her at Bowling Green. This is your 7th year with her, second at Michigan State. How have you seen her evolve, develop, and kind of connect with this staff?
Well, I think she's always known what she was doing. We just didn't. So, especially when we got to Bowling Green, she really helped us with that segue. And then, coming to Michigan State, one of my favorite things about Mo is I really don't know any of the problems. She solves them all, right? She's just somebody who is really good at figuring things out. And if she does come to me with something, then I know something's probably really not good. But I think we got to know each other. I think that was a big part of it. We got comfortable and confident with each other, but she was such a huge part of our ability to assimilate when we came in at Bowling Green. She helped us in so many ways. And then coming to Michigan State as a new staff, same thing. There's so many logistics that go at being in a new place. And she's just so good at figuring it out. There's so many new people to communicate with, or how does this operate? And, Mo's just somebody you can always count on.
And I was going to say, and the fact that that's not really known to so many people, all those logistical challenges or figuring things out, it really speaks volumes to how well she does her job.
Oh, yeah, and you better get that food order in on time. That's right.
I'll start taking a look at the LA trip coming up, too.
There's a lot coming. Yes.
Yeah. This is a funny story. When we went to Northwestern, I actually usually do my food orders, but I forgot, and there was a lot going on, and I actually wasn't near my phone and whatever, and so I text Mo late that night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't been near my phone. I'm so sorry. And she's like, it's okay. I ordered you chicken tenders and pepperoni pizza. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's what I would have picked, but I won't say no to that, right? I think everybody will find a way to find that delicious.
That's awesome. Just covering all the tracks.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that LA trip that's coming up for Michigan State and some of the logistics behind it. But Mo, I kind of wanted to rapid fire at you. The hardest part of your job, what would that be?
I want to make sure everything is right. So for me, counting on others is hard.
Fair enough.
The middle person can also, oftentimes throw you off your balance in terms of what you want to get done at what time. So that could be difficult for me. And delegation, I don't do that well.
Not a delegator. What is that? What hand in hand causes you maybe the most stress? Because, folks, again, I don't know how to say it well enough or accurate enough. The amount of overwhelming things, the job of that, it's impossible. It feels like there's so much going on. It'd be anxiety-ridden all the time. the most stressful part? Is it the delegation or the middle communication, or what is the most stressful part of your job?
It's just, making sure that other people are on top of things. You know that you want to be on top of things. You're, for the most part, organized. If you saw my desk, you would not believe that I was organized at all. But in certain aspects of my life, I'm, pretty organized because I have to be. You're controlling the lives of 20 plus people. But counting on someone else to make sure that they understand the magnitude. So, it's lots of phone calls and conversations and nuance and, have you done this yet? Those kinds of things. That could be stressful, relying on someone else to have the same standard as you do.
Friendly reminders.
Friendly reminders, yes.
Well, and she talks about being organized. I was really impressed, and this goes again to speak about how perfect Mo is for this position, how detail-oriented she is. When we were at Northwestern, Mo and her husband Clayton love to try new foods, and so she introduced me to the spreadsheet they have where they're reviewing different places or whatever. She's looking, she's reading Clayton's notes about a ramen place in Chicago, and like going through all those different things. But that's how you live every aspect of your life.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we love to travel and we love to eat, and we probably pick the places that we travel based on what the food is there. And so my husband actually has a food map that he shares with me and a bunch of other people. So, every city you go to, I can see green dots on things that you want to try and places you want to go. And so it's a funny thing that keeps us laughing, but other people look at us a little strangely. But yes, I did have really good ramen when we were at Northwestern.
Oh, nice.
It's very on brand though, isn't it?
Oh, she's a certified foodie. Yeah. Certified. If anyone has any good suggestions in the area, too, because, she loves good food.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Well, let's talk a little bit, Mo, about this Los Angeles trip, because this is kind of the new world when it comes to college athletics, and with conference realignment. A lot of teams have already made this swing, whether it was to the Pacific Northwest or to L.A. The West Coast teams have to make this swing almost on a bi-weekly basis, which is really kind of incredible. But the logistics involved with this Los Angeles trip, where you're going to play UCLA and USC, how many nights are we looking at for people, and how do you kind of control all of this?
Well,
maybe control's the wrong word.
No,
Sorry.
No, I mean, you do try to make sure that everything's under control. There is a pattern that we tend to follow in terms of, you're always going to eat certain 3 to 4 meals a day. You have your practice, you have your other, travel logistics. So lots of Google spreadsheets in terms of how far everything is. Knowing what people like to eat, what time they want to eat. I ask for help from our nutritionist to talk about, should we add another meal here to make sure the kids are, still have energy when they go to do things. And I've been to LA before, so knowing it's like New York City, there's traffic. So we can't stay in the middle hotel. You cannot stay in one hotel and do both of those. You may be in a bus for an hour. So knowing your staff, it's a lot of knowing how people operate. And so we will be out there for 4 to 5 nights. Right now, they will get spreadsheets for 8 different meals, just so they get to pick what they want to eat. So everybody is happy. Talking to the other facility people to get practice times. It's just but there is a pattern. That you follow every trip that makes it a little bit easier.
You looked like you were getting ready to say something, Robyn. Were you jumping in?
No.
Did I just read you wrong?
No.
Okay, we threw an interception. We'll move on.
No. I'm just thinking about all the things you have to think about.
Yeah.
Well, and keeping the players and student athletes engaged and entertained throughout that time. It's a good opportunity, Robyn, for maybe some off-the-floor activities to team bond.
Yeah, I think Mo added a little something.
Yeah, a little something special. We'll keep it a secret. We haven't really told the kids yet, but maybe they do know. So one of our off days, we're going to have a team activity, and so it should be fun.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
We'll share about it after.
Yeah, that works. That most certainly works. Well, again, everybody, give a nice big thank you to the Director of Basketball Operations, Mo Rosati, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mo. And by the way, while we have a moment here, the Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU women's and men's basketball teams. The women have hit 167 threes this season. The men have hit 130. Added up 297 threes made. That's $7,425 going to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1. You love saving money and earning cash back. 2. You have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Our show today comes to you live from 1 North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. 1 North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. All right, folks, it is time for our trivia. If you think you have the answer, we have a microphone down at the other end of the table. Come up, give us the answer, and we'll see if you win 2 tickets. As this week's Alumni Hall Spartan Women's Basketball Trivia ticket giveaway winner gets 2 tickets to a MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. The question this week is, next up is Wisconsin. Last year, MSU beat Wisconsin 78-52 on March 3rd, 2024 to end the regular season. In that win, a Spartan went off for 15 points in the second quarter alone, setting a new school record for the most points ever scored in the second quarter only by a Spartan. Who was that Spartan? You think you have the answer? Come up to the microphone, and we'll take your answers. In the meantime, while we wait for you all to brainstorm, I want to mention here, Robyn, I'm not sure if everybody's aware, Julia Aralt recently was actually recognized nationally a bit, as was Grace Van Slooten. Grace Van Slooten was named to the Cheryl Miller watch list, which goes to the top 10 small forwards in the country. And Julia Aralt was put onto the Ann Myers Drysdale watch list, which goes to the top player in the country.
Yeah.
She's one of 50 that was on that narrowed list. Those two getting those accolades and recognition, it feels well-deserved. What can you say about them?
Yeah, earned and deserved. You know, you get recognition like that when you have the work to match it. And so we feel really excited for them. We're really honored that they're both Spartans. And we feel like they're worthy of that. That's pretty cool.
It is really cool, and certainly going to be fun to continue to watch them the rest of the way. As we continue to wait on trivia, also do want to mention here, something pretty cool happened this weekend and is even kind of spilling into today a little bit. The Okemos High School women's basketball team from back in Robyn's heyday when she was playing, many of the teammates actually came to the game yesterday, flew in from all over the country, and some of them here now today too. And your head coach, Christine Cermak, here as a part of that. It's really neat. Yeah, give it a nice warm welcome to the Okemos girls basketball team. How neat is that?
Oh, it was so cool. So they flew in our junior year. We went to the Final Four. We had a really good team, and just a great team, and now we're all in different parts of the world doing different things, and everybody came together. I think they were at Buddy's for about 6.5 hours. We actually had a recruit, so unfortunately, I didn't get that time with them, but they were sending me lots of pictures memories, stories. So, it's just a good reminder when you're part of a team, a special team, it lasts forever. And they're back there right now. Thankful they're here. I see Krista right here too. So thankful they took the time to fly in from all over the country and be supportive and really get to remember so many good memories.
To be a fly on the wall for those 6.5 hours, that had to be a good time had by all.
I tell Coach Cermak all the time, I don't know what she does, but I want her job. She looks like she's always having fun.
That is
She
awesome.
tells me she works a lot, but I'm not sure how it all pans out like that.
Well, I was going to say it, and we talk about that. People flew in for this. You had a couple from Maryland come in, and
we got 2 doctors here right now.
That's
Dr. Thomas, Dr. Woodsy. And they flew in from they both flew in from Maryland. We had someone fly back out to Colorado. We have a number that are still in Michigan. So, when you're part of a great team, it's forever. Which I love that.
That is a really neat thing, and it kind of goes to show a little bit more, I think, about the background of you, Robyn. That people love to. They come and gather together.
I think they love to go to buddies. I think that's
They just needed an excuse, and you're the excuse?
Yes.
No, that's really cool, and glad to have you all here today, too. It's been a lot of fun getting to meet some of you. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today, and let's win together on and off the court. Still waiting on a trivia answer. If you think you've got it, come up, and we'll see if you've got it right. The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We'll be back with more after a break here on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Men's basketball.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just
30 seconds.
Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. All right, I believe we actually might have our first crack at the trivia question. And to remind all the listeners, next up is Wisconsin. Last year, Michigan State ended the regular season beating Wisconsin in Madison 78-52. In that win, one Spartan had 15 points in the second quarter alone. It set a new school record for the most ever scored in just the second quarter. Who was that Spartan? And we go now to our Mike. You want to give us your name and where you're from?
Kathy from DeWitt.
And your guess?
Mo Joyner.
Mo Joyner is correct. We got a couple of tickets coming for you, Kathy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Excellent work being done there. And Mo Joyner had an excellent game, if you remember that, at the end of the regular season. That finished off the regular season with a 5-game win streak last year, that win at Wisconsin, before heading into postseason play. That was certainly pretty cool. I do also want to segue for a moment, Robyn, and talk about a couple of things that kind of surrounded the game. They were in the stratosphere of yesterday's game. One was the celebration of National Girls and Women in Sports Day. It actually was last Wednesday, I believe, February 5th. But we celebrated it on Sunday. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about what that meant to celebrate that and have so many youth girls basketball teams and everybody else in the building, a part of that environment and that rivalry. Just what it was meant to celebrate that.
Well, I love the cycle of connection when we have a lot of young girls teams here. They get eyes on, our girls, and our girls get an opportunity to give back, and they get an opportunity to see what they can do, right? And so much of that is just seeing the opportunity and being able to celebrate it and being able to connect in that. And, I share this a lot, but I share with our girls a lot. I see them all the time through the eyes of an 8-year-old. And trust me, my 8-year-old had a lot of advice for me last night after the game as well. She had some strong ideas for the Spartans. Which I love. She keeps me very humbled. But it's I love the cycle of connection, and we always feel a responsibility to give back with the platform that we have.
It's really cool, and it was neat to see so many people celebrate it. But I mean, you think about too, and it was interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody before the game, and they had said, this is just the 102nd meeting all time between these programs. How's that possible? And I informed them, well, this is just the 52nd year of women's basketball at Michigan State. And when you think about what Title IX created and everything else to launch these sorts of programs and initiatives, it seems very appropriate to celebrate where all this began or came from and the progress of it on National Girls and Women's in Sports Day.
And it's so helpful to know that. I think even where sports are now from when I was growing up, they've just, for women, the opportunities keep increasing, and they should. And I get asked a lot, why do you think so many more people watch women's basketball now? I said, well, they put it on TV.
Yeah.
Right? And it's actually really good, and people like to watch it, but people didn't know it because it wasn't on TV. So the more opportunities we get, the more eyes are on it, the more it's appreciated. And I think it's always a good reminder for our team to remember how far it's come. I was fortunate. I worked for Sue Ramsey when I was a Division II assistant at Ashland, and she was a trailblazer during Title IX. She was actually the very first female to ever be on a scholarship to play basketball at Indiana. So she would share a lot of stories with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's a world I never had to live in. But I'm so thankful for the work that you've done. And we want to make sure our team understands how far it's come, and they have a responsibility to take it farther.
How neat is that? Give that a nice round of applause, huh? Really well said and some great perspective. The other thing that was also honored and celebrated during that game that I wanted to touch on, of course, the team was wearing Black History Month shooting shirts.
Yep.
We heard Lift Every Voice and Sing before the game had started, but Black History Month taking place now, just the opportunity to celebrate that and kind of raise the exposure of that is a really neat idea, too.
Yeah, same thing. We have an amazing platform for that. Our girls have been wearing the shooting shirts. How about the Lift Every Voice and Sing yesterday, too? That was amazing. And then actually an Okemos graduate, I'm not sure if you guys heard her whole story being honored, but that's once again an important platform that we have to make sure that we're educating and paying attention to that and creating a platform and a responsibility to Black History Month.
I was going to say, actually, our pregame conversation was airing at the same time they were recognizing Alma Cooper, the Okemos grad, trying to keep up with the accolades that they went through for her. What was it? Michigan Miss USA in the Armed Services. It was incredible.
Yeah, I went up and thanked her, and I think I heard Coach Kaz too say, just go, you are amazing. I mean, very, very established, and I love that she's an Okemos grad. I mean, I am too, so that's a cool connection.
That is really neat. Really, really special stuff. Big B Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
Seconds.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back with more Spartan women's basketball here on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at fmins.com. All right, Robyn, we got just a couple of minutes here. We got to move a little quick, but it is a big week ahead for Michigan State women's basketball. Of course, there is the LA trip that's coming up over the weekend, but let's take a moment and zoom in on Wisconsin Wednesday night. That is a 6:30 tip here at home. We'll be taking the airwaves at 6:15. We're also going to be on WJIM AM 1240 and 106.9 FM for that broadcast call. But Wisconsin is a team that so far they're 2-11 in Big Ten play, coming off a loss to Illinois 74-51, but they just recently beat Michigan 82-75. And when you talk about the Badgers, you've got to talk about Sarah Williams. 19 points a game, she's third leader in the Big Ten. 10.3 rebounds a game, she's the second leader in the Big Ten. 2.5 block shots a game, that's the second best in the Big Ten. You and I had a conversation last year ahead of that matchup and said, Sarah Williams is just almost invaluable. Like, it's incredible how much value she brings to that team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the best players in the Big Ten, one of the best players really in the country. A true two-way player. She was Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten last year. Definitely the centerpiece of their offense and their defense. And so we'll have to figure that out. Well,
and you and I have chatted some before, and in the loss against Oregon at home, you had mentioned that their size and the rim presence of Philly Che at 6'8" and what she brought inside just guarding the rim was a bit of a factor. Now you go against somebody who has a similar presence inside in Sarah Williams. How you try to navigate that and create advantages for your team.
Thanks for bringing up all my problems.
Well, it's a nice hurdle to hop, right?
Yeah.
Adversity makes you stronger.
We'll have to figure that out. She's she, as I shared, she's really good on both ends of the court. So we'll have to figure out how to manage her on both sides.
It'll be a lot of fun. We're rooting for it. We're looking forward to it coming up on Wednesday night. We'll be back with more from Coach Fralick in a moment. You are on the Spartan Media Network.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you.
10 seconds.
Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at 1 North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. All right, we're getting ready to head out the door, but before we do, Robyn, I wanted to catch up with you because Michigan State head men's basketball coach Tom Izzo did something pretty spectacular. He tied Bob Knight with 353 Big Ten wins. He's got an opportunity tomorrow night to become the all-time winningest Big Ten men's basketball coach ever that's patrolled the sideline. And you and I were talking before the last game just a little bit about Tom Izzo, and to be at that spot, it is something else.
He is one of one, and it's, kind of some basketball poeticness. His very first, from what I was shared, his very first Big Ten win was against Bob Knight, right? And he has an opportunity to pass it playing Indiana. So hopefully the basketball gods are shining down and makes it a really, really special night. But his endurance, his resilience, his ability to wake up and get better is, we should all look to that. I mean, it is a true model of determination. I was going to say, I mean, we talked a little bit about it, and we've had conversations throughout this year where, I mean, of course, Tom Izzo turned 70, and everybody's celebrating the birthday, and you keep looking kind of in awe of, oh my gosh, you're 70, you're still going with such a high motor. It's impressive. It's impressive. The intensity and the determination are right there every day, every minute, every possession. And, I feel so fortunate to have him as a teammate and to have him across the hallway and just somebody with so much experience, so much knowledge, so much love for Michigan State. So definitely be cheering hard for the men's team and for, and for Coach tomorrow. We'll be wishing him the very best of luck. And, of course, he's been a pretty big fan on the women's side as well. Says this team plays a lot of fun basketball. And you'll see this team again tomorrow night hosting Wisconsin at 6:30. By the way, the next Robyn Fralick Show, we are off next week since we're in L.A., so February 24th. Make sure you join us then. Big thank you to all of 1 North Kitchen and Bar, the entire crew for the video stream. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in and joining us or joining us here in-house. Big thanks to women's basketball staff and Mo Rosati. And for head coach Robyn Fralick, I'm Dalton Shetler. So long, and go green.
You've been listening to the Robyn Fralick Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports. The Robyn Fralick Show has been presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show was also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. 1 North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose Chill, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Robyn Fralick Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time right here on the Spartan Media Network.